So what two stocks completely skyrocketed after market hours? What's going on, team? It's Ricky with TechBot Solutions. I hope you learned something new, and if you do, smash that like button and of course consider subscribing. Let's go ahead and jump right into this. This is ticker symbol GPS. This is Gap Incorporated, the Yeezys brand. We saw a huge push up after market hours after Gap reported earnings and beat expectation, hitting highs of 1686. It's up right now 9.5% after market hours. And the reason I'm talking about it is not just because it gapped up and it's up 9%, but the actual highs that it made of nearly $17 a share. From where we're at right now to that 1686, that's nearly 8% ROI that it potentially offers, depending on how we open tomorrow and to see if we continue that same momentum. The reason that this is so exciting is if we do, then again, we have 7 to 8% margin that we have to work with based off of previous highs if that momentum is still in place. With that being said, I also do want to talk about the overall direction of Gap. Gap was a company that did really, really well until it peaked at the mid to late 2021. And the reason that this is so important to talk about is it's great to see that we are up 10% after market hours, but Gap has been on a consistent descending pattern. And the reason I share that with you is it's all about intention, right? When you go into a stock, you're asking yourself, or you should ask yourself the question, is this a day trade, the buying and selling within the same day? Is this a swing trade? I'm going to hold it for a couple of days, or is this an investment? And just based off of the past couple of months of really trading, it's been continuously making lower highs and lower lows. And although we did see a really nice push up to highs of $15, we still got ways to go. And if we actually do the math very quickly, even at highs of where it's at right now, 1573. So from 1573, from previous highs, we have over 140% ROI potential, being very realistic. Again, I don't know if Gap will ever get to those previous demand levels that it previously had when it was trading at 37.63. But with that being said, this should only empower us and encourage us to be, patient, right? And if the opportunity does end up presenting itself, I'm not only happy to see that it's at least taking a step in the right direction with beating expectations and being up over 10%, but also a good potential day trade opportunity if it continues to rally tomorrow, Friday at market open. The second one that I quickly wanted to talk about was ticker symbol SG. This is sweet green, and again, also on the day chart, a very continuous descending pattern. Surprisingly, after market hours, 17%. Imagine gapping up 17%. Just like that after market hours. It was also down 11.34% after it beat expectation. And again, this thing does have a little bit lower volume. So I just want to follow up with this one right at market open tomorrow, asking myself that simple question. Is this still indicating signs of an uptrend? And if it is, because I understand that it's bearish overall big picture, but it might be bullish on the day, I can focus on it as just a day trade. I don't have to overcomplicate it. I don't have to think about how many shares I'm going to hold overnight. If I see momentum and I see direction to be in my favor, then again, I just take a position. I can average up into it and then never be afraid to lock in those profits. One of the last things that I quickly want to talk about is following up with yesterday's video, talking about oil, right? We talked about the Russian dollar yesterday hitting under 1 penny in the way that it translates on over to the US penny. Imagine the currency dropping more than 40%. Well, that's exactly what happened to the Russian dollar in the past month. This is sending oil prices to new levels, right? You guys can see that ticker symbol WTI, and this is the WTI crude oil, right? We are now at the 109. So we made new highs today, and this is actually after we had President Biden announce that we are going to be tapping into the oil reserve. One of the things that a lot of people are anticipating, and I just want to make you guys aware of this, is that based off of one of our Learn Plan Profit members, huge shout out to Pascal, he shared with me an article where the United States is now working with a potential treaty and or plan to put in place with Iran. And Iran is, again, one of the top world's largest producers for oil, and this would be of huge value, especially to the United States when you're put in a very difficult situation where Russia, again, one of the world's largest producers of oil, is now no longer necessarily an ally, right? Not necessarily something that someone we want to work with as of right now. This is where we're looking for another solution, which is where a treaty with Iran would come into play, right? So this is something that we do want to follow up with, because if this treaty does come in place, then this means that as soon as in 2 months, we can really begin to see a decrease in oil prices, which is great for all of us that use gas-powered vehicles, and where we should see oil itself begin to really correct itself if it actually ends up going through. If it doesn't, then we could potentially see the oil per barrel hit highs of even from 140 to 170, which is the previous highs, or we haven't even seen those highs since 2007. So it's definitely been quite some time. So very excited to follow up, not just on oil and to see which direction that ends up heading. As of right now, oil is very, very bullish until anything else is said about that potential treaty with Iran. Please, everything that we talked about today, look a little bit more into it. I'm always here to encourage you to do your own due diligence and to ask yourself that simple but yet powerful question: are these criterias, or are these potential opportunities, specific opportunities that make sense to me? Do they align with my criteria? And if they do, great. Add it to your watch list, set alerts, and follow up with it when it makes sense. And if the answer is no, then also don't worry about it, right? We're here to share information, but also never to force you to go into a position that you are uncomfortable doing. We're here to empower you to be the best version of yourself, and simply just that. So I really do appreciate you guys' time, especially if you're absolutely new to trading. I do want to invite you to my absolutely free Discord group, and that is that first link in the description. If you are struggling to connect with like-minded individuals and you're somewhere all over the world, right? We have members all over the world. So again, that first link in the description is our free Discord group, and you can feel free to send me a direct message at any time that you have any questions. If you want the ability to watch me trade live every single day, that's our Learn Plan Profit group. You can take 2 minutes and click that second link down below, and hopefully we can see you as soon as tomorrow at Market Open for a live trading session. I appreciate you guys' time. I hope that I earned a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing, and like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.